Clearlake Chambers on Tuesday, May 9th, 2023. As a reminder, if you were on our Zoom meeting as a participant, please put yourself on mute unless you are speaking. We are currently live streaming this meeting on the city's YouTube channel and the Lake County PEG TV live stream YouTube channel. To begin, can I please have a roll call?
Commissioner Inglis,
I'm here.
Commissioner Smalley,
Present.
Commissioner Coker,
Here.
Vice Chair Stewart,
Here.
Chair Williams.
Here. Thank you. Okay, adoption of the agenda. Mr. Flora, are there any modifications to the agenda?
No modifications, Chair Williams.
That's all right, thank you. Okay, do we have a motion to adopt the agenda?
I'll make a motion.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Thank you. Okay, public comment. This is the time for any member of the public to address the Planning Commission on any matter not on the agenda that is within the subject matter jurisdiction of the city. The Brown Act, with limited exceptions, does not allow the commission or staff to discuss issues brought forth under public comment. The commission cannot take action on non-agenda items. Concerns may be referred to staff or placed on the next available agenda. Please note that comments from the public will also be taken on each agenda item. Comments shall be limited to 3 minutes per person. Are there any public comments in the chamber? Please come forward. And if you'll please state your name and where you live.
Junior. This is my third appearance before you people. There was different ones there before. I had some of them. Can I continue now? Can I start now? Okay, the reason why I'm here today is in regards to the road surfaces at 40th and 53 and also 40th and Phillips going all the way to the dumps. My understanding is that the 40 and 53 belongs to Caltrans. And it's their jurisdiction to clean that and fix that. It's so bad now till you have to almost hit the barrier to get around the ditches that are there in the middle of the road. I've been here for 7 years and all I've done is watch it deteriorate worse and worse. And they did from the road going to the dumps. They did that all new. They did the other side of 40th, which is Lakeview, and they didn't touch that. And they got their little house right there, right in the middle of that. I like to see something done about that because in the afternoon and the morning, that is one of the few ways you have getting out the avenues. And with the dumps right there, you got all these trucks that come in there and they go down that road, and it's heavily used by heavy vehicles, and it's tearing the heck out of our cars. The other one was that from 40th all the way to the dumps, they did that part going back all the way out past Walmart and did it all new and got it all clean. They didn't do the 6 blocks from 40th to the dumps. And I knew that with this rain that we was going to have, that road was going to fall apart. That road is now falling apart. It's creating chunks of asphalt to be kicked up at us, which ends up, well, is that because of these chunks of asphalt that's there, and because we have so many vehicles in this city that are high level trucks that don't have mud flaps, and they have a habit of, if they see small cars, they'll get on it and throw stuff up in the windows. You have more windows, front windows in this town that are broken, cracked, that got something wrong with them. And if it's against the law to have a broken window, there should be a law against these people not having mud flaps. And I believe there is. We need enforcement on that. That's what I have for you.
Thank you. Mr. Long.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Do we have any public comment on Zoom?
There are no hands raised on Zoom.
Seeing no more in person or Zoom, we will close public comment and move to our consent items. Item number 1 and item number 2 were the minutes from the December and April meetings. Do we have a motion to approve, adopt and file the consent agenda?
I so move.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adopt and file. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Consent agenda is approved. All right, business items. Item number 3. The Planning Commission is being asked to make a determination of general plan consistency and environmental determination for the conveyance of real property by a government agency pursuant to Government Code 65402. The assessor's parcel number of the property is 040-193-560-000 and is commonly known as 14709 Palmer Avenue. Do we have a staff report?
Yes, we have a staff report. Thank you, Commission. We're just getting up the presentation now. Yeah, let's go to presentation. Yeah, I guess you can. That's okay, thank you. So this particular property is zoned mixed use, and general plan is mixed use. It's located fairly close to Clearlake, and between Austin Park and Redbud Park. So this is the parcel here. It's approximately 16,000 square feet. It's a currently vacant parcel, as you can see there on the left with the orange dot. It's in the Highlands Water District. It does have public sewer and public road with it, which is approved, and it does gain access off of Palmer Avenue to the north. Yeah, just back up a little bit. And it's comprised of 3 lots. So if you wanted to do a fairly expansive development there, you would have to merge those 3 lots so that we can cross over the lot lines there. So staff recommendations to adopt resolution PC 2023-02.
Thank you.
I have a question, and this might be more due to my newness. They're right next to that, just on that map, it was just to the right of that. There's an open swimming pool with a broken fence. I don't know if that matters at all, but does that mean anything? It just, we don't have any responsibility beyond.
If you're aware of any code enforcement violations, you should be reported to code enforcement and the city would follow up.
Thank you.
All right. I will now ask each commissioner if they have any questions of staff at this time. Commissioner Inglis?
I have no questions.
Okay. Commissioner Smalley?
I have no questions.
Commissioner Coker?
No questions. Thank you.
Vice Chair Stewart?
I have a couple of questions. So is this the lot that's kind of right behind the grotto that had a problem for quite a while with old motorhomes and dead cars and garbage showing up in there?
That is the one.
And it's been fenced off for a while, so I assume the city must have done that.
We did. We were tired of
Yeah, good
towing
move.
cars. And so, all of these items before you are either because the city is selling or acquiring one of these properties. And so this one has a bit of a sordid history, which if you've been around a while, you probably know better than I do. But because of not being able to solve the code enforcement issues on that property in another way, we have negotiated a deal to acquire that property. So I'll give you a little bit of history just because, we're here and, we have all night. But so the property was owned by the Lake County Community Action Agency, which is a nonprofit that has been defunct for a number of years, and so we weren't able to get any sort of code enforcement attention because it's a ghost property. And so we're able to work with a lien holder that had provided a loan to the Community Action Agency a number of years ago, and they foreclosed on that and then negotiated a purchase with the city. And so yeah, we put the fencing up just because we're tired of towing trash and cars out of there. Our intent would be just to put it back on the market, either for some type of housing development, or, the owner of the grotto should really buy part of it and expand his parking lot, but we'll see what we can do with the property after this.
I totally agree with the city's actions on this. That I go to a meeting at the grotto on a weekly basis, and that lot has just been an ongoing headache ever since. Well, actually extending back even to when the Action Agency owned it and attempted to operate a women's shelter more or less there. They had issues even at that time. And then after they left, it was totally abandoned for many years. And finally, I assume it was the city, somebody got them to tear down all the junk that was there. But then ever since then, it's been a magnet for garbage. So
yeah, and unfortunately, the city funded the abatement of the building that was there, and so there's the lien on that.
sure.
And it's been a mess. I mean, there were a number of federal tax liens against the property, which made the value against the property was way more than what it was worth. But those liens fortunately expired recently, and so that kind of provided the opportunity for us to step in and hopefully make it feasible for us to at least get our money back and get it back into productive use.
And I have no questions. I will open it up for public comment. Do we have anyone in the chambers that wishes to speak on this? Okay, seeing none. Is there anyone via Zoom?
There's no one.
And have we received any mail or written comments?
We have not.
Thank you. Public comment on this is now closed. I will now ask each commissioner if there's any further comments for deliberation on this item. Commissioner Inglis,
No further comments.
okay, Commissioner Smalley,
I have no comments.
Commissioner Coker,
No comments.
Commissioner Stewart,
No comments.
and I have no comments at this time. I will take a motion on item number 3.
I'll make an emotion to adopt PC Resolution 2023-02.
Second, may I please have a roll call vote?
Commissioner Inglis,
Aye.
Commissioner Smalley,
Aye.
Commissioner Coker,
Aye.
Vice Chair Stewart,
Aye.
Chair Williams.
Aye. Okay. Item number 4, the Planning Commission is being asked to make a determination of general plan consistency and environmental determination for the conveyance of real property by a government agency pursuant to Government Code 65402, Assessor Parcel Number 010-031-08-000, and is commonly known as 6820 Old Highway 53. Do we have a staff report?
Yes, we have a staff report. Thank you. So this particular parcel, again, part of the GPCD and acquisition is zone general commercial, and is general plan designation of general commercial. As you can see, it's a vacant parcel, approximately 13,000 square feet. It's located off of Old Highway 53. In the new airport zone, or the airport zone. It's also vacant. There is one, oak tree on the property. It's in the Highlands Water District. Does all have services and public roads. And this one, staff recommendation is to adopt resolution PC 2023-03.
I'd like to make a correction. It looks like the resolution numbers in the presentation don't match the actual resolution numbers. I don't know if you noticed that. So the one that was just approved was 2023-01. So they're all one off. So when you make your future motions, make sure you refer to the one on the
So this will be
This will be
O2.
O2.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Sorry about that.
Okay. I'll now ask each commissioner if they have any questions of staff at this time. Commissioner Inglis,
None.
Commissioner Smalley,
I have no questions.
Commissioner Coker,
No questions.
Vice Chair Stewart.
Yeah, I have a couple of questions. First of all, is the city acquiring this property or are they selling it?
This would be acquisition.
And I noticed that coming up shortly after this, we've got some adjacent parcels. So I would assume that perhaps the city has some future option in mind for this property.
Yeah, I mean, these are, so this and the following two parcels are all contiguous to city-owned property at the old airport site. And so this parcel and the one adjacent to it that are under the same ownership. There's again been some code enforcement issues there. This is owned by LLC with out of town managing partners, and they didn't really want to deal with the issues, and so we offered to take it off their hands.
Thank you.
And I have no questions for staff at this time. I will open this up for public comment. Are there any public comments in chambers on this agenda? Okay, seeing none, are there any on Zoom?
There are none.
And has staff received any written correspondence?
We have not.
We have not. Okay, thank you. Public comment on this item is now closed. I will now ask each commissioner if they have any further comments for deliberation. Commissioner Inglis,
No comments.
Commissioner Smalley,
No comments.
Commissioner Coker,
No comments.
Vice Chair Stewart,
No comments.
and I have no comments on this item. I will take a motion on item number 4. Okay,
That is correct. As long as it's correct. No, that's correct.
so this will be 2023-02, correct?
So they were right on here?
Okay,
I'm looking at the resolution. I'm looking at the resolution itself and it says 03, so.
okay.
So that is correct.
So the, okay, 03 is correct. Okay, I will take a motion for item number 4.
I move that we adopt the item.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. May I please have a roll call?
Commissioner Inglis,
Aye.
Commissioner Smalley,
Aye.
Commissioner Coker,
Aye.
Vice Chair Stewart,
Aye.
Chair Williams.
Aye. Okay, motion passes. Item number 5. The Planning Commission is being asked to make a determination of general plan consistency and environmental determination for the conveyance of real property by a government agency pursuant to Government Code 65402. The assessor's parcel number of the property is 010-031-090-000 and is commonly known as 6840 Old Highway 53, Clearlake, California 95422. And may we please have a staff report?
Yes, this parcel is adjacent to the previous parcel we just viewed. And it also is zone general commercial and general commercial in the GP designation. So this particular parcel is approximately 14,000 square feet. Also is a vacant piece of property in the same districts as the previous parcel. Highlands Water, Public Sewer, and Public Road are all adequate for this particular parcel. And staff recommendation is to adopt resolution PC 2023-04.
Thank you. I will now ask each commissioner if they have any questions of staff on this item. Commissioner Inglis,
No questions.
Commissioner Smalley,
I have no questions.
Commissioner Coker,
No questions.
Vice Chair Stewart,
No questions.
and I have no questions. I will now open this item up for public comment. Is there anyone in the chambers that wishes to speak? Seeing none, are there any, is there anyone on Zoom?
There are no hands raised.
And have we received any emails or written comments?
We have not.
Thank you. I will now close public comment on this, and I will now ask each commissioner if they have further comments for deliberation. Commissioner Inglis,
No comments.
Commissioner Smalley,
No comments.
Commissioner Coker,
No comments.
Vice Chair Stewart,
No comment.
and I have no comments at this time. I will take a motion on item number 5.
I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution number PC 2023-05.
It's 04. Okay. It's okay.
04, sorry.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. May we please have a roll call?
Commissioner Inglis,
Aye.
Commissioner Smalley,
Aye.
Commissioner Coker,
Aye.
Vice Chair Stewart,
Aye.
Chair Williams.
Aye. Motion passes. Item number 6, the Planning Commission is being asked to make a determination of general plan consistency and environmental determination for the conveyance of real property by a government agency pursuant to Government Code 65402. The assessor's parcel number of the property is 010-031-050-000 and is commonly known as 6860 Old Highway 53, Clearlake, California, 95422. Can we please have a staff report?
You may. Thank you. This is the third parcel in the line of 3, also zone general commercial. And general plan designation is general commercial. It's a third parcel that is actually developed on a approximately 19,000 square foot lot, same utilities. So the previous, it was commercial. The previous, this was a glass business, glass and glazing business. And so TAF recommends adoption of resolution PC 2023-05.
Thank you. I will now ask each commissioner if they have any questions of staff on this item. Commissioner Inglis,
No questions.
Commissioner Smalley,
I have no questions.
Commissioner Coker,
No questions.
Vice Chair Stewart.
I have a couple of questions. So the property is currently occupied by the business known as Valley Glass. It's been there for many, many years. Unfortunately, fortunately run by a man and wife team forever. And unfortunately, the gentleman has recently passed. And they had been trying to sell the business for quite a while. And my understanding with speaking to them is that they have sold the business now to new owners that have a glass store in Napa, and they intend to continue the business here locally, which is a necessary business. I've used them repeatedly over the years, as have many members of the community. And so I'm anxious to see that a glass company is still able to be in business here. And I'm wondering if the city has any kind of a lease back agreement for the new owners of the glass business to be able to occupy the building at least for a transitionary time, maybe a year or two or something. And then at least by that time, if, it would be probably a lot easier for that business to attempt to locate a new commercial location in town and hopefully stay here rather than having to take on a brand new business, get it up and off the ground and running with them and have to locate a new location as well.
Vice Chair Stewart, it almost seems like you've been listening in my office. No.
Well, I appreciate that, but I really haven't been. Thank you.
Yeah, no, to your point, we had started talking to the Hunts, several months back, knowing that they were looking at retiring, and just with the plans that we have there, we're negotiating for the property with them, and it hasn't closed yet, but I believe the deal for the business should be closing next week, is what I'm told. I've met with the new prospective owners a couple of times, and we're proposing exactly what you're referring to, which is to do probably up to a 12-month lease back for them while they have a chance to kind of get established and then find a different location, because we don't anticipate that building or business being there over the long term.
That encourages me. Yeah, I've been worried about that business going away for a long time, ever since Mr. Hunt got sick several years ago. And the amount of glass companies in Lake County is practically zero at this point. It's very close to it.
Pretty much is, yeah. So
So-
we've encouraged, said, we would like to see them remain in the city. Happy
Absolutely.
that they're, looking at this as a expansion opportunity for them. And we have a few ideas that we might be able to help them find some other space. So
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And I have no questions at this time. So I will open this item up for public comment. Do we have anyone in the chambers? Okay, seeing none. Do we have anyone on Zoom?
We have no one.
Okay, and any written emails or letters?
We don't have any.
None. Okay, thank you. Public comment on this item is now closed, and I will now ask each commissioner if they have any further comments for deliberation. Commissioner Inglis,
No comment.
Commissioner Smalley,
I would just like to say that I appreciate the questions that you asked, Commissioner, because it is very concerning that we would lose a business like that in this county, because I personally use that business a lot over the last 25 years. So thanks. And I do have no more questions.
thank you. Commissioner Coker,
I have no questions.
Vice Chair Stewart,
No questions.
and I also am thankful to hear that we have a new glass company coming in and that they will have the capacity of hopefully potentially renting that building for up to 12 months. So I will now take a motion on item number 6.
I move that we vote on item 2023-05.
We have a second.
I'll second it.
Thank you. And may we please have a roll call vote?
Commissioner Inglis,
Aye.
Commissioner Smalley,
Aye.
Commissioner Coker,
Aye.
Vice Chair Stewart,
Aye.
Chair Williams.
Aye. Motion passes. We'll now go on to item number 7. The Planning Commission is being asked to make a determination of general plan consistency and environmental determination for the conveyance, disposal of real property by a government agency pursuant to Government Code 65402. The assessor parcel number of the property is 041-211-280-000 and is commonly known as 16178 35th Avenue, Clearlake, California, 95422. And may we please have a staff report?
Yes, so this parcel is located east of Highway 53 in the avenues. It's zoned low density residential, and on the general plan, it's designated as medium density residential. So you see here, you can see the parcel, it's actually 2 lots, not merged. Approximately a total of 10,000 square feet is vacant, and with quite a few oak trees on the property. As you know, the city does have a oak tree preservation ordinance, so that does come into play if someone should want to develop a house on that particular property. Not to say that they can't, there are exemptions for that. So the property is located in Canocti Water District. They do have public sewer and public roads. As you can see, it's fairly developed around there. So there's, this is a particular property that could be developed with residential. Staff recommendation is to adopt resolution PC 2023-06. Thank you.
Thank you. I will now ask each commissioner if they have any questions for staff. Commissioner Inglis,
The city is acquiring this, or the next door neighbor was acquiring?
This is for disposal.
Okay, thank you.
City owned and the adjoining property owner is wanting to purchase it.
Commissioner Smalley,
I have no questions.
Commissioner Coker,
No questions.
Vice Chair Stewart.
Did we ever have the property appraised or anything, or how did we establish a value to dispose of it?
Just a realtor's opinion, yeah.
And we were able to achieve that, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think, it's forget what the sort of final negotiated price was. Off the top of my head, I could look it up if you would like, but
No.
we felt like, I mean, we had been listing, because we still have quite a number of properties from the old redevelopment agency days. A lot of these little ones that we've been trying to get rid of. So some were listed for a while. We got no interest, and then the adjoining property owner just reached out through their realtor, and so we negotiated what we felt like was a fair deal on this.
That was my other part of the question, is why did we even own this? But it was an old redevelopment property, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, some of the other ones, I think the other three that we're talking about are proposed donations to the city. And I mean, it's one of those things where, we don't want all the stuff to manage and sort of do vegetation control, but in particular, the ones on 12th Avenue, that area down there is where the cash fire was. And it's just, there's a lot of issues, and over 30% of those properties are in tax default. And not to get too far afield from this, but one of the only solutions that we're aware of for improving that area over the long term is to try to take them into city ownership and then merge them into larger blocks that we might be able then to flip out for, larger home sites or our agricultural use or something. So.
Thank you.
Thank you. And actually, my questions have been answered, so thank you. I will now open it for public comment. Anyone in chambers that would like to speak on this item? Seeing none, is there anyone on Zoom?
No one on Zoom.
Okay, and did we receive any emails or written comments?
We have not.
Thank you. At this time, I will close public comment on this item. I will now ask each commissioner if they have any further comments for deliberation. Commissioner Inglis.
No comments.
Commissioner Smalley.
No comments.
Commissioner Coker.
No comment.
Vice Chair Stewart.
No comment.
I have no comments. I will now take a motion for item number 7.
I move that we vote on number 2023-06.
Do we have a second?
I second the motion.
You, and can we please have a roll call vote?
Commissioner Inglis,
Aye.
Commissioner Smalley,
Aye.
Commissioner Coker,
Aye.
Vice Chair Stewart,
Aye.
Chair Williams.
Aye, motion passes. We'll now move on to item number 8. The Planning Commission is being asked to make a determination of general plan consistency and environmental determination for the conveyance of real property by a government agency pursuant to Government Code 65402. The assessor's parcel number of the property is 042-253-20000 and is commonly known as 16336 29th Avenue, Clearlake, California, 95402. And can we please have our staff report?
Yes, this again is another parcel that's located east of 53 in the low density residential zone. Medium density residential is a general plan designation. And it's their typical 5,000 square foot lot. That is what is the majority out there. It is a vacant lot with some oak trees and shrub out there. Not much development going on out that area. The sewer is a gravity main, and I must say that looking at the maps, it does transect the property diagonally and goes up across, towards the landfill. So I'm not sure where it ends up after that, but let's see what else. It does have Pacific Gas and Electric power lines nearby, and slope. It's the slope there is approximately 0 to 30% slope, with the downslope towards rear of the lot. So yeah, so with this one, staff does recommend adoption of resolution PC 2023-07.
Thank you. I'll now ask each commissioner if they have any questions of staff at this time. Commissioner Inglis.
No questions.
Commissioner Smalley.
So is this another property for disposal?
This is a donation to the city.
Commissioner Coker,
No comment.
Vice Chair Stewart.
Just a couple of questions. Staff has mentioned that, the property is dissected by gravity sewer main. Is that correct? And, so I'm assuming that future development on that property would be hindered by, there must be an easement through there for the sewer district or something, I would think.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. Well, I shouldn't say I'm sure, but there most likely is. There are a number of areas of the city where this type of thing happened, and so it is a deterrent to development because, if you were going to build something there, the property owner developer would be responsible for relocating that sewer main where it should have been into the street or the public right of way there. But there are other situations in the city where it's similar. So yeah, it's just another example, especially a 5,000 square foot lot.
Right.
You can't really make it work. And so the only hope we have is I think to purchase a few blocks of them or get donations of blocks of them and then merge it into something larger and usable. As unattractive as that option is on one hand, we don't really know what the other long-term solution is for a lot of those areas on the sort of fringes of the city.
Yeah, it would seem to me that even though this is not, in my opinion, something that's real attractive for the city to take ownership of, it's probably even less attractive to whoever owns it now or might in the future look at it. So I think just for the sake of the city trying to maintain a certain level of cleanliness and control over some of these more or less ghost properties, which not saying this was, but it easily could have been, that at least then, if it turns into some sort of a problem property, the city could put K rails around it or use some of the other options that they've taken on other places where we've had problems. So
it does put us in a difficult situation. Most of these folks that contact us wanting to give it up, we may have had a code enforcement violation and citations for vegetation management. So they've had to pay a couple $1,000s to clean the property up. And so, their options are, we're going to give it to the city or we're going to stop paying taxes on it and let the county take it. And neither,
yeah, the
that's
problem with
even
that
worse
is
option.
God only knows how many years it'd be before the county ever auctioned the thing off, if ever. So then it just goes into limbo land with nobody doing anything.
Well, it's a new world with our new tax collector, just so you know. So
yeah, thank you.
Okay, and I have no questions of staff at this time. I will now open up for public comment. Anyone in chambers that wishes to speak on this item? Okay, seeing none, is there anyone on Zoom?
There's no hands on Zoom.
Hands, and did we receive any emails or written comments?
We have not.
Thank you. Public comment on this item is now closed. I'll now ask each commissioner if they have any further comments for deliberation on this item. Commissioner Inglis.
No further comments.
Commissioner Smalley.
No comments.
Commissioner Coker.
no comment.
Vice Chair Stewart.
No comment.
And I have no comments on this item. I will now take a motion on item number 8.
I move that the item be adopted.
We have a second.
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner English and Commissioner Stewart. May I please have a roll call vote?
Commissioner Inglis,
Aye.
Commissioner Smalley,
Aye.
Commissioner Coker,
Aye.
Vice Chair Stewart,
Aye.
Chair Williams.
Aye, motion passes. We will move on to item number 9. The Planning Commission is being asked to make a determination of general plan consistency and environmental determination for the conveyance of real property by a government agency pursuant to Government Code 65402. The assessor's parcel number for this property is 042-345-020-000 and is commonly known as 16137 12th Avenue, Clearlake, California, 95422. Can we please have a staff report?
Yes. So this particular parcel is located in the avenues, south part of the city. Zone rural residential, and what that essentially means is minimum lot size is 1.25 acres. But a lot of the lots out in that area are approximately 5,000 square feet. So just, just a note there. So this is the parcel. It's one lot, 5,000 square feet, vacant. The next one we're going to talk about is to the right, it's right next door, and it's owned by the same person. So this particular parcel does not have sewer nearby. Pacific Gas and Electric poles. There is power along the street, and the topography of a particular lot is 0 to 30% plus, with predominantly most of the slope being in the 10 to 30%. Back to the sewer, the nearest sewer line is about 1,100 feet to the north at Boyles in the 16th. So let's see what else. Vegetation, as you can see by this particular aerial in time, it does have quite a few oak trees and dense brush on the property. So staff recommendation at this time is adopt resolution PC 2023-08.
Thank you. I'll now ask each commissioner if they have any questions of staff at this time. Commissioner Inglis,
No questions.
Commissioner Smalley,
No questions.
Commissioner Coker,
No questions.
Vice Chair Stewart,
No questions.
and I have no questions at this time. I will now open this item up for public comment. Is there anyone in the chambers that would like to speak on this item? Okay, seeing none, do we have anyone on Zoom?
No one on Zoom.
And have we received any emails or written comments?
We have not.
Thank you. Public comment is now closed on this item. I'll now ask each commissioner if they have any further comments for deliberation. Commissioner Inglis,
I have none.
Commissioner Smalley,
No questions.
Commissioner Coker,
No comments.
Vice Chair Stewart,
No comment.
and I have no comments. I will take a motion on item number 9.
I move we adopt the resolution. Or vote on the resolution.
I second.
Stewart, may we please have a roll call vote?
Commissioner Inglis,
Aye.
Commissioner Smalley,
Aye.
Commissioner Coker,
Aye.
Vice Chair Stewart,
Aye.
Chair Williams.
Aye. Motion passes. We will now move on to item number 10. The Planning Commission is being asked to make a determination of general plan consistency and environmental determination for the conveyance of real property by a government agency pursuant to Government Code 65402. The assessor parcel number of the property is 042-345-030-000 and is commonly known as 16147 12th Avenue, Clearlake, California, 95422. Can we please have our staff report?
Yes, so this particular lot is located adjacent and to the east of the previous parcel we just presented. This is also zoned rural residential and is designated medium density residential by the general plan. As you can see here, it is located east of the previous parcel. It's one lot, 5,000 square feet, vacant, with the oak trees and scrub. As far as utilities, it remains the same as the previous presentation on the lot next door. The nearest sewer is 1,200 feet to the north. It does have power along the street. Topography is 0 to 30% with predominantly 0 to 10% range. It's a little better. Oak trees and dense brush, and staff recommendation is to adopt resolution PC 2023-09.
Thank you. I'll now ask each commissioner if they have questions of staff on this item. Commissioner Inglis,
No questions.
Commissioner Smalley,
No questions.
Commissioner Coker,
No comments.
Vice Chair Stewart.
So I'm curious if staff has any idea how many, if any, adjacent parcels the city may already have taken title to in this general vicinity. I'm wondering if we perhaps might be getting close to consolidating anything down there, or if we're just kind of years away and we're just kind of in a gradual acquisition pattern here before we can hopefully move ahead with some sort of development down there?
That is something we didn't actually look at for this particular round, but we definitely can, that's something that definitely we can look at and see what, aggregation of lots we have in the near future. Yeah.
I can address
I,
it.
I would appreciate that being presented at a future meeting. Thank you so much.
I mean, I can address that a little bit. I mean, we really don't have much down there at this point. I mean, the plan for a couple of years was to try and do a direct sale agreement from the county of the ones that were in tax default, because I mean, this area down here, that's 35% of them probably, at least. A lot of them are kind of spread out. I mean, I could, even if you stopped into the office, I could show you a map. I have a map on my wall that shows, but there are some kind of chunks of them. So our thought was that to complete that direct sale agreement, get sort of a chunk of them, and then maybe even try to proactively request donations or something from folks that, I mean, all these people, it's like grandpa bought it and now I live in San Jose or Phoenix or whatever. I mean, these are not local folks. It was like the dream of, having your place at Clearlake in the 50s or whatever. So yeah, we're barely sticking our toe in the water. The problem was we could never get any coordination with the county on doing this, but we're working quite closely with the county tax collector now, and so it's a whole different ball game, and we're working together on a plan to kind of attack this. I mean, it's not going to happen significantly in the next few years. I mean, this is something that's probably a 10-year plan to really make anything happen out there. But we got to start doing something. So,
Well, as they say, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. So I'm just thankful because that whole general lower area there off a dam road before you head up into the real avenues is just basically a giant wasteland now. So whatever we can do to start making some sort of plan and progress on that, I think would be a good thing. Thank you.
I mean, Mr. Taylor was quite politically correct in talking about the slope there. I mean, that area on Boyles, I've almost lost the front end of my truck going down that road. So it's not good out there.
All right. Thank you. And I have no questions for staff at this time. I'll now open this item up for public comment. Do we have anyone in the chambers that wishes to speak on this item? Okay. Seeing none. Do we have anyone on Zoom?
We do not.
We do not. And did we receive any emails or written comments?
We have not.
We did not. Thank you. Public comment on this item is now closed. I will now ask each commissioner if there are any further comments for deliberation on this item. Commissioner Inglis.
Other than I think it's a good first step. It's pretty bad down there. I didn't realize it until then. So thanks let's get this moving. Other than that, no,
Thank
nothing
you.
useful.
Commissioner Smalley,
No comments.
Commissioner Coker,
No comment.
Vice Chair Stewart,
No further comments.
and I have no comments at this time. I will now take a motion for item number 10.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution PC 2023-09.
Thank you. And we have a second by Commissioner Inglis. And may we please have a roll call vote?
Commissioner Inglis,
Aye.
Commissioner Smalley,
Aye.
Commissioner Coker,
Aye.
Vice Chair Stewart,
Aye.
Chair Williams.
Aye. Okay. And this item passes, motion passes. It's now time for City Manager, Community Development Director, staff, and Commissioner reports. City Manager Flora, we have a report?
Yeah, I'll share just a couple of items. I mean, I don't think there's really any project specific updates that there's much value in sharing at this time, but I would just say generally, I mean, there's a lot of projects in the pipeline. There's a lot of, what I would consider new interest in a variety of projects in the city. No one seems to be in quite as much of a hurry as normal just because of the sort of uncertainty of the economic situation, but we're still expecting a lot of projects to be submitted over the next few years to come before the commission. Cannabis permits, we've had no new interest for a while. I don't know how long it's been. It's probably been over a year now since the commission has approved a cannabis project. Staff is getting ready to begin reviewing projects for inactivity, and there's a number of them that were permitted, and there hasn't been really any progress towards a project happening. The development agreements that were approved for all of the cannabis projects allow the city to revoke those permits for inactivity. And so we're going to be going through a review of all those and probably revoking a number of the ones that have been, were approved over the last couple of years. The other issue that I don't know, is kind of a community issue. I mean, the city doesn't have a lot of involvement in it really, but is related to recycling and redemption center. So when the one closed down at Burns Valley Mall, there's been sort of a slow chain of events from that. That one, I don't really know the history there of what happened, but it started operating without a permit from the city. And, that was a number of years ago, well before my time. So I don't really know, why we didn't make them get a permit, but there were a number of issues at Burns Valley Mall as a result of that facility, and actually throughout the city because of their inability to properly manage their recyclables. In fact, there's still probably hundreds of bags of recyclables still in the city. Although we were successful in getting a number of them relocated, and they ended up taking them to Lower Lake. But nonetheless, recently, so this is all managed through state agency Cal Recycle, and without a redemption center, the places that sell bottles which have the redemption value, if the community is considered to not be served by a center, they have to either accept the empty ones back at their location or pay a daily fine to the state. Neither of those options are something that any of the retailers are really interested in doing, in particular the grocery stores. And so, we've been trying to work through that. There's been interest from a few folks in setting up a new center. But again, we're not ever going to see a redemption center at Burns Valley Mall again, or a location like that. It's not appropriate. It's not consistent with the zoning ordinance. It's going to end up being an industrial area. I guess just to kind of close it all up, there's still a lot of concern from folks on this, and we are trying to work some solutions. July 1st is kind of the date where enforcement action would be taken by the state if these places aren't considered to be served or get an exemption. And so we're working with our waste hauler. I believe we're going to be able to coordinate a mobile center that we can have operating maybe within a few weeks. And I'm hopeful that will get kind of Cal Recycle off of the backs to the retailers. And then they have committed to establishing a long-term location in the area that would serve Clearlake. It may or may not be in the city boundaries itself, but there used to be one that operated at the landfill. They own some additional property outside the city. And so that will be the long-term solution. But, I know that we get a lot of questions about it. You may as well. And so I wanted to share that information with you. So that's all I have to report.
That's great news. I see Mudslingers finally got their sign up. How close are they to opening?
Quite close, I believe. I think they're supposed to get PG&E hookup is what they've been waiting on next week. And then there's a few things that the contractor has to finish up there, but they're hoping by the end of the month to be operating. So.
Great. And it's that new sign at the Burns Valley Mall. It's so professional. And it just, when you drive down there, it seems silly, but that sign has added a lot, and it's nice to see that they're working on the buildings too and trying to clean that up.
Yeah, it is appreciated. I know when the owner of that property came in recently after I became city manager, he wanted to just meet and he asked if there's anything he could do. And I said, yes, you can get a new sign out there. So, it took him a few years, but it looks nice. He got it done. So.
Yeah, it really does. So, all right, thank you. Do any commissioners have any items to report? Nothing. Okay. Thank you. Now we'll move on to our final agenda item, which is future agenda items. Do any commissioners have a request for a future agenda item? No, nothing. Okay. All right. Thank you. Now we'll move on to I'd like to thank everyone who took time to submit their comments and to those who are watching our meeting on Zoom and YouTube. There being no further business of the commission, we are now adjourned at 6:55 p.m. on May 9th, 2023.